Hey y'all. Okay, so I myself, like so many others, am wondering what the heck is going on with XRP. Not really. This right here is just a bunch of market buy orders, it looks like. And to get XRP to move this much, I mean, it was done. Oops. Wow. Almost 7%. That's a huge amount of money. But you have to understand that this didn't happen like at a random time. You want to see what's happening at random times? This is all random right here. This is market manipulation. This is telling the price of Bitcoin to go down. And I do believe that we are going to see, let me zoom out for you. We're going to see possibly another downward movement. This was like a pump fake. And if this daily closes down here to 17-ish, then yeah, I'm thinking that we're going to, this is the bull flag that I have drawn right now. It's basically just flat across the bottom. And I kind of, whenever I draw my like ray lines, I go through the meat. People like to try to do the tips and everything, but well, I mean, there is one that's just the tip here, but this is a historic one. These dark gray ones are historic ones. This is a historic one. But whenever I'm like trying to like figure out, okay, what's going on, I generally will go right through the meat and potatoes. Like this, for example, trying to figure out where the tops and the bottoms are. And you can see that we are through this. There was some resistance here. There, it did touch it. It came back up. But you know, people get a little bit too like worked up about getting their ray lines perfect and getting them exact. And I use it as a guide, anyways. So here is one that's going downwards, and well, I don't think that we're gonna touch that one. Let's go back to the daily. Let's see if that one shows up. It's really thin. Not this one. We might hit these ones. So anyways, here's what I think is happening. We have this going on. Which I believe is a bull flag. And there's just more room. So do we see 190 again? It's possible. I mean, look at how many times it's touched this number. One. Let's see. I could draw. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Almost 6, 7. So that's a lot, if you ask me, for us to come back down here and test. And look at this. There's like this line right here that goes right through the meat and potatoes, like I was talking about. It starts up here at the top. It goes right through like this. And to me, there's a lot of reason for this price to come, like there's a lot of like, I guess like magnification, or it's magnetic, it's pulling it. There's a lot of pull toward this right here. And there's two lines. I'm not sure what the second line is or where exactly it starts, but I guess I was trying to figure out what the downside trends were, and I was looking at different things. So there's one. I don't think that we're gonna. I don't know. That's so crazy. But anyways, if we come down to that number, it's possible. Anyways, yeah, those were. That was these ones. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna touch these ones. I think that we're going to stay inside of here. In my personal opinion, I don't think that we're going to go below this $1.99, $2, something like that. I think we're going to come down here and possibly, you know, find resistance and support off of these, because these are pretty, the ones that are light, like thinner anyways, the thinner line weight lines are have more history. So I mean, not a ton of history, but let's see. It's July 1st, and these started at the end of May. So so I think that it's possible we close below this. I mean, we don't even necessarily have to. Look at what happened here. But it's possible that, I mean, based off of what's going on with Bitcoin, Bitcoin is dumping right now, and Bitcoin dominance, BTCD. Okay, there it is. It's still up. Like, so the Bitcoin dominance is, and we have this upward, I'm on the 1 hour. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin dominance looks like it's going up. And let's see. Yeah, this is still moving upwards. It's starting to come down now on the smaller time frames. But if we're starting to see stuff like this right now, like large moves to the downside, oh look, it just popped back up, then we should be seeing pumps, and I'm on the daily, not dumps. So so my thought is, and I mean, I'm still in this trade and I'm looking to buy more. Now I do have my sell, like if it comes down to 213 and I get this order, then my entry point is going to be raised up to about here. So if it keeps dumping, then I'll lose a little bit of money. And I will be looking for my next entry at this point right here, which was around $2. And yeah, I definitely have been on the shorting. I've been shorting a lot more. And now I am kind of under the impression that it's going to pump. So, and by pump, I mean, I think that alt season is about to start. So I am looking, I'm just not looking to short anymore. That's the lesson I've learned, is that in a bull run, look for your bull entries, and just play your longs. And in a bear market, just look for your entries on shorts. Don't try to play both sides of it, which, I mean, as of like a week ago, I was playing both sides of it. So it's difficult even for me. But more times you'll find yourself in a situation where you shouldn't have done that. So, and I don't like when these numbers are red. So yeah, anyways, let's take a look at, okay, so here's the wallet today. And I don't have anything in my spot trading account. I just have futures. So that's how much I've got um, in the account now. And I am, let's see. No, let's go to my wallet. Today's P&L. The only reason why it's like I didn't make a trade in the past. I took yesterday off, and so this happened yesterday, and you know I would have been up like 3,000, whatever. I didn't. I'm not looking to get out of this trade, by the way. My objective is to actually space myself away from the trade more and more and more. Like if I'm wrong, for example, and this doesn't happen and we don't go down to 190, and potentially, I mean, if we don't go down to 199, $2, and potentially even 190, if we don't do that and we just stay up here and we pop off from here, I mean, there's reason why we could look at this. It could be riding this. There's a lot of support. If it closes above, there's a lot of support. It could go one day. It could get some support from here. And then I could break from here and find some resistance. There's some historic lines right here that are pushing it downward. So it could find some resistance. There's some very historic lines that are giving it support. Look at this line. If it goes up here and then ends up closing up here, then oh my gosh, I mean that's a really good sign because there's a lot of support here, but the market's just not moving that way. So if it ends up not dumping, then what my thought is that I will continue buying and like getting my entry up a little bit more and more, but I'll be buying the lows, and whenever it pumps up and makes a big pump, I'll just like, I need to stay one pump away. For example, if this stayed up here and it went like this and it just did this right here, and then it came down and then it came back up, I would be looking for this entry and I would buy in here, and my entry then would be up in this area, and then it would probably, you know, do something like this and then pump again. So I'm trying to keep my entry like one move away. That way I'm not you know, like the stress level that you have to deal with whenever you get into a trade. So if I can keep my entry one trade away, then that's great. I'll just keep riding this wave one pump away from wherever it is and whatever moves it's making, and I won't have to worry about you know, having that headache of having to stare at the charts. And usually I'm really good at it anyways, and like when I'm getting into my trades, I'm not going to get into it at a random time. I'm going to do it when I think is the best time. And you know, if it weren't for this massive buy right here, I would think that this would have been a really good time to get in. But it would, like, see, when you're going long, it usually looks like this before a pump. Like, I'm pretty sure I got in here on a trade. How many hours ago was that? One day, 22 hours, 46 bars. Oh, it was this one. Yeah, I did not. But I was buying. So it just, whenever you see like this sideways movement, what I like to do, and sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. What I like to do is basically just look for the clear indicators on the momentum waves, the VWAP, and also the money flow. And the reason why I'm not getting any warm and fuzzies about anything good happening is that money flow is going down. And if we look at smaller time frames, it's still going down. And like this is a buy indicator, but the money flow is just dumping right now. So I don't know. I think the market is reacting to basically what happened here. The market got really like, look at this, like all this crazy buying, and then everybody just got in, right? And then whoever this was, they were already out right here. And then the market kept buying and then started following, and there's a red dot here. And um and I think that this is also like, this is manipulation from somebody as well, because if the market were to have decided for itself, it wouldn't have come back down. It would have just gone up and then stayed here. So somebody bought here and dumped here, probably dumped here or here, and then the market followed, and then they probably dumped again. The market followed, and they're probably dumping right now. That's my thought, is that's a whale. I'd say the ones where there's the most movement is where the whales are. And yeah, so and look at, like, this is really kind of, this momentum wave is pretty big. So I don't know what's going to happen when you look at these momentum waves historically. Like, yeah, I don't know. This was what made me bullish right here. This, I think this was, I found it on the 2 hour. Yeah. So this, like the 2 hour, these momentum waves. Oh no, this is what made me bearish anyway. So these momentum waves were moving downward when the price was like an exaggerated bearish divergence. Momentum waves were moving downwards, and the price action was pretty much the same. And I might have taken a small like short. This is when I did the short, but you know what? I didn't make any money because it came right back up. And I remember that. Yeah. So what do I think is going to happen? I generally think that the news is going to play into these momentum waves. I don't think that they're going to release the news like outside of like the defined timing, or the like ordained timing, or whatever you want to call it. Like, the news is going to come exactly when the timing is correct. And you better be sure that the timing will have to be perfect. So let's look at this. Let's look at this right here. It's rounding off. Let's go to the 12 hour. Like, we've already gotten a red dot on the 12 hour. So the daily is rounding off. Momentum is down. Money flow is coming up, but it's also on the 12 hour. It's gonna curl back down if things continue the way they are. So the daily, this might close down in this region right here, 218. It's what's the price of it right now? 216. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not wrong there. So the price is gonna be like, if it if it opens the next day, opens down below here, then I think that we're going to keep coming down. And I think that this money flow wave is going to go down and, I mean, what's to say it doesn't do this? Something like this. And then starts moving up. So what's the momentum do? I think the momentum is going to come down and click, like literally like one of these little clicks. And then it goes up. And where, well, okay, so let's make this a bit bigger because we're looking for the middle of July. That's what I think. I think that this $2 mark right here, so let's say middle of July is when it starts, when the, okay, so something like this. And then this momentum wave, it might go something like this and then click. And this is your buy. And I think this is going to be a big momentum wave, like one of these ones. And like one of these big chunky guys, because it's going to be a move. This was the move in November 2024, and I think it's going to be another big move. So let's look at the larger time frames and see how this is the weekly. So we need, gosh, this is where the larger time frames get me like looking, like second guessing what I'm saying here, because we just got a green dot, all this crazy awesome bullish stuff, but there's like very low volume. Look at how much of a move happened from here to there with the, I don't know if you can measure that. Let's try doing that. It was, let's just say here, $173%. Okay, so that's 173% move and money flow. Now, let's measure up from where we are now. 173%. Oh. That bar is, I should have made it more of a square. Okay. Okay, that's 179. Now let's see, have we have, okay, this would be like historic. This would be like historic. Well, not really. This would be a huge move regardless. So, it's possible that we go up from here. This was, let's be realistic though. What amount of money? Like this went from 20 cents, 25 cents to $2. And we're talking about the same, we're talking, if the same amount of money dumped into here, then it would not be, like, we wouldn't get a wave that big. It would have to be an exponentially larger amount of money to dump into here, because we're talking about like $15. This is 25 cents. That's 727%. And let's just go from right here Oh my gosh. Oh, I made a thing at 400. Oh my gosh. This is disgusting. That's crazy. That's crazy. So we cannot expect a $18 XRP from the same kind of money flow change from where we are now. If we went up to, what was it, like right about here, which intersects this, but it doesn't even come close to this. This amount of money that came in here was like this much at these prices. So in order to get a money flow at this big at these prices, there would have to be like bajillions of dollars pumping into here. Okay, so I'm not holding my breath for that. What do I think is going to happen? Man, if I only knew. My personal opinion, this is the weekly. Let's see if we can touch. How much time do we have left? We have 5 days left. Look at this right here. We could have another candle similar to this where it goes both directions and then it just trades sideways. And if it goes both directions, let's, I mean, I don't even need that. It would be around 205. Oh man. And then in 5 days, like look at these, what is this number right here? 209. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is when the start, oh, so 207. It could possibly go to 207. And there is some support there. Let's see how much support is at 207. Horizontal line, 207. Wow, look at that. And right here as well. Right there. Touch, 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 touch. Right there, right there. I don't necessarily look for the touches, but whatever. Right here. And whoa. Wait, no. Where's 207? That's 207. Wow. Okay. Well, there's some resistance back there. So we could go down to this number, 207, in the next 5 days. 1, 2, 3. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could open the next week. So in the next 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it could bounce from here. That's a possibility. And this would pretty much end the bull flag. From here, it could go up. So now let's see. That's July 7th. July 7th. Historically, like, I don't know what news events are going to be coming out around the 7th, but I would be curious to know. If I find some stuff, I'll put it into this video, but yeah, I'm just not convinced that we're pumping from here. I'm convinced that this was fake, because if you know anything about XRP, it's the king of all fake outs. XRP, look at what happened here. And let's just go to regular Bitcoin. on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, okay. So this is what happened with XRP in the past couple of days. Oh, I needed to fix that. And this is what happened to Bitcoin. All this manipulation, price control to the downside. Huge momentum wave going down, which is another reason why I feel like XRP is not really going to pop off, especially if Bitcoin dominance is up. And this is what happens to XRP. Let's go back. How many bars away was that? Like the beginning of this. This is 28 bars. Yeah. This is what was going on. Just manipulation, just downward movement. So, yeah. XRP decided to fake you out. Everybody got in, and then it just starts going down. And this is normal. That's why I love XRP so much. It's such a conspiracy theorist's coin. Oh my gosh. Well, anyways, that's all I really had to say for this little part of the video. I might just post this the way it is right now, and then I'll go and post another one with the news after this, just so we can kind of look at what's going to happen potentially on the 7th. So anyways, happy July 1st, and I look forward to chatting with you guys again soon. And yeah, take care. Bye.